Howdy, howdy y'all, Sika here, and today I will be turning Alex into a Potoo, or maybe it's Potoo, maybe it's just toe. And yes, I'm using a different ping tuber program called Honk, so it works a little better, lets me do all of the lip sounds. So now I can have him talk, which is kind of cool. There's some mouth mouth shapes I need to make. And he has every expression under the sun right now. But yeah, let's start. This thing looks really nerdy. I love it. It's the weirdest bird I've seen. I'm doing this for Mage, who requested it. He's one of my subscribers to my Patreon. He's been a great supporter for me, so I appreciate it. So I thought, let's do it. Oh, suddenly my mouse doesn't. I mean, my mouse, yes. Yes, there's a mouse in my hand that I point at things. I meant my stylus. Let's see. Yeah, I really like how weird and open the mouth is. It's it's crazy. If you don't know what Potoo looks like, I know you've seen it, so I will load a picture for you. Ah! There you go. You have now you have reached full Potoo, a Potoo, or I cannot pronounce words to save my life. Toe. Now I have double Potoo. Come on, go back to my picture. There we go. I'll just take this one. I don't need all three. All right, perfect, perfect, perfect. What are you doing to me, Windows Viewer? Okay, there we go. It's like, do I focus on its crazy mouth or do I focus on its crazy eyes? It's a tough choice. I don't exactly know what type of bird feet it has. I mean, there's two types. They have the three front toes and then one back toe, and then they have two front toes and then two back toes. Those are the two common bird claw arrangements in nature. I almost kind of feel bad that I torture Alex so much, but then again, I really enjoy torturing Alex, so maybe I don't. Maybe I'm kind of some weird sadist or something. Yeah, I need to take some time and study the masters of rip of clove rippage. Hmm. Just for okay. Well, there's the primary and the secondary feathers. Uh, this will probably be a quicker one than normal, which is fine. Those are the primary and then secondaries. Not that it matters too much. It is a cartoon. Okay, not too much prep this time. I think I might make the eyes much bigger to emphasize. Oops. Ah. Oops. Almost dropped my phone. I think I'm gonna just emphasize the mouth a little bit more. This is kind of not really accurate, but oh well. Who the heck knows what someone actually transforming into something would look like? This is all just escapism or a power fantasy anyway. Or a fetish. It just depends on what it is for you. For me, depending on what is transforming, depends on which of the three it is. I want to give him a little ear, leave some human elements. I feel like I do need to take the time and do more studies. I haven't done studies in a long time. Actually, Control S. So I've been playing with a game engine called Bitsy, and it's the most minimalized 8-bit engine you could ever get. It runs entirely on HTML5, and you can pretty much just make, without modifications, simple puzzle or 8-book 2D walking simulators of the game. But there's something, I don't know, there's something magical about it. I just have had a lot of fun. I haven't been, it does have a lot of limitations though. I mean, even more than, uh, even more than, one of those, fantasy consoles like the Pico, the Pico or Pico 8. I don't know why I'm drawing it that way. He doesn't have cuffs. I think one of the hardest things as an artist right now, especially in a space, is just the noise of AI. It seems to be everywhere. You can't escape it if you surf the internet. And I know news places like sensationalize stuff because it gets the hits, but they're making it sound like it's a doomsday thing, and it might be. I don't know. But they said that about the internet and other technologies, so maybe it won't be. But sure to heck, they do a good job at scaring people with anxiety like me to get their little clicks and stuff, which is horrible. But I guess that's the news for you. But yeah, I was reading an article that scientists in Singapore, I think it was, like designed like a technology that can actually read what images you're thinking. I mean, they first have to train it and train your brain, see your brain waves and train the engine, which bizarrely enough uses stable diffusion, which is like probably the last thing I'd ever think that someone would use stable diffusion for, and it like can actually make an image of what picture you're thinking about. I mean, it's not always accurate, but it does get the subject right a lot. But they have to train their machine to each person. So they won't be reading our minds while we're asleep yet, but that will be coming soon. I just found it fascinating that they use stable diffusion. You think they'd have their own custom imaging software to instead of they're using like an open source AI app. It's just kind of blows my mind. But yeah, not even your dreams and your thoughts are safe in the future. They will. I should make conspiracy theories. Big Brother will know everything, even your dreams, and you've been charged guilty. You haven't done the crime yet, but you dreamed it, so to jail you go. It would make a good science fiction novel, and maybe you could have like, um, oh my gosh, maybe we can have Charlie Day star in it. I don't know. Yeah, conspiracy theories are fun, but people get stuck into them. and some even believed them. But you can't believe what's on the internet. I mean, that's logic 101, but it doesn't seem that that has been absorbed into certain people's minds. Let's add some. Yes. Yeah, I keep forgetting that his little ties that keep his hood down really work well for line guidance. Everyone's watched me in the past. They know I don't know. I forgot what I was gonna say. I Anyway, before I went on my tangent about uh, that open source AI program being able to read your dreams, I was talking about Bitsy, and I might show you what I've been working on after I finish this bird. To be honest, I wish I had better line. I wish I could draw better lines. I had there was actually a comic book artist that used to work at the studio I used to work, and oh my goodness, he did line work that was amazing. I mean, like, was totally jelly how good it was. Alas, I'm not the best with line work. I try. That's why I was. Oh, did I pick a different pen? Why does it look so weird? Okay, that's okay. It's fine. I mean, it's not, but it has to be. This is a warm up anyway. It's a warm up, but I don't have a warm up, so this is kind of a. Yeah, I can't forget the teeth. I mean, he is a man turning into a bird, and his teeth are falling off. Because birds don't need teeth for some reason. They have their little gizzards behind their necks that chews up for them. Yeah, I have no clue where I'm going with this, but that's okay. So I finally finished the full secrets of the Chimera. I know it's been a month, and I finished it a month ago. I just haven't assembled it. Now, I really enjoy drawing the line, though. I just wish I could be better at it. It's like I on computers, I just don't know how people get their lines so clean. So anyone who's watching, thanks for watching. No one that actually has joined the chat though, but I gotta promote my streamings better, get more people into it. But it's okay. I get a little, to be honest, I get kind of the jitters when I have too many people watching me, but it's something I have to get used to. Okay. I don't know. I'm gonna do my best. You know what? I'm just gonna sample a picture. Let me see. Let me figure out which one I think is best. There's a picture by, oh, I will never be able to pronounce his name. Let's not use that one because I cannot pronounce his name. Let's do this one, which is pretty funny, and we're based the mouth on. All right, let's get color in. No. Well, I might as well do it correctly. I mean, so now the most generalized color I think is, I'm gonna say it's this color right here. Oh, I finally got Resident Evil 4. I mean, I got it when it launched, but and got it in my mail the day it launched, but just haven't the time to play it. I know once I start, I'm gonna want to play it through the entire. It's like one of my all-time favorite games. It's really weird. Two of my all-time favorite games got remasters in the same month. Metroid Prime and Resident Evil 4, and they're both are on the same system, which is also pretty funny. Now, if only From Software had a Dark Souls game on the GameCube, then the GameCube would have been a master class and god tier of video game consoles. I'm a big fan of I'm a big fan of Nintendo, but I also love Sony too, as well. I mean, what I I mean, their PlayStation blew me away when I was a kid, and I don't know. It's still an incredible system, even though it has big chunks of blockiness. I don't know. I guess because I grew up on those games, I can look past them. But if I think for someone to become a retro enthusiast, it's kind of easier to get into the 2D retro stuff because good 2D stuff, retro games just do not age. They just stay like fine wine. But 3D games do not have the luxury of that. But I'm still a firm believer that the graphics are just part of the puzzle, part of the package. You also need to have oh, you also have to have either a good story, good gameplay, or a combination of both, or just have the package just congeal really well. Yeah, as a kid, I'd make so many games. I'd use a program called Fusion, Click Team Fusion, I think it was called. I think that's what they called it. Yeah, I think it was Click Team Fusion. And then I tried Game Maker and Construct. Made games with those. Tried my hand at Unity. I like Unity. I don't know. It seems Unity really depends on your assets and your programming and your understanding of. I should probably do the just understanding of coding because I know it uses the only thing I programmed in it is just it's called C sharp and yeah and I'm not good at programming, so I just would find the code I needed and modify it and make it fit to my needs. I mean, I think if a coder looked at my code, they'd probably want to vomit. which is fine. It's true. I totally get it. Yeah. I guess there's like a couple programs now that can couple AI apps. Like there's one called Copilot that can actually write code for you, um, which is great, I guess. I'm just not good enough to know what to ask, I guess. I only can, yeah. It probably took me 3 hours. I remember one time it took me 3 hours just to 3 hours just to figure out how to make when a player picked up an item, it would enable them to switch to a weapon, a different weapon, and for the love of all things holy, I could not figure out to do it. And the reason I find that it didn't work was because I had how I wrote the code. I had the object that the player picked up had to be a prefab. And if it wasn't a prefab, it didn't work with that code or that instruction. So I spent 3 or 4 hours struggling to not understand why it didn't work. And so that's the thing I don't like about programming. That's why I always loved the event-based game engines like Click Team Fusion and Construct because and Game Maker because they were based on visual events. So you're you're still programming, but you're just programming visually. I also appreciate Unreal Engine's. They now have a node-based scripting language, and I've gotten more comfortable with nodes. So I've played around with that, and it's like, oh, it's so much easier for me to understand. But yeah, I kind of miss programming, to be honest. I just kind of don't know what to get back into. I just want something that I notice doesn't exist. I just want something that I can learn and I can be absolute that skill will be useful in the future. And I just haven't found anything. Everything I've looked at, I was thinking of learning new skills or going back to old ones. And it's just everything. Everything is AI is getting to everything, and it's like there's no escape. It's like, well, should I take risk learning that? Well, when the AI gets embedded into that, will I still be able to have will my skills be still useful, or will I have to or will I lose those? I'm so glad I didn't get into art. Now I wouldn't know what to do with myself. I'd be like, should I just get something else? What should I do? I'm glad I don't have to face that though. The bright side is that I'm gonna still do my projects even when Alexa and Siri take over the universe and force us to be their slaves. Um, Alexa disagreed with me. She wasn't sure about that. Yeah, I think this bird is hilarious and it's funny and I like this bird. It just makes me laugh. Oh, I guess it's not a post TF, so I need to make sure he has some human in his. Yeah, I should make these fingers human. Yeah, I totally forgot. I was just like totally getting into it. So Alex kind of is my stock character. I used to have to think of a new character each time to do a transformation, but now I don't have to. I just use Alex. I think I'm gonna make a female version of him, though. I mean, an Alex. Oh, I better not say that. She'll think I'm asking her a question again. But yeah, so I can just be more broad and do more stuff. So I'm gonna make a female Alex as well. Yeah, I think I might stream and actually show you guys some of my gaming projects and Blender projects I'm working on. One of my favorite programs is Blender. I don't get to use it much, except I do use it a lot for references, and I have been starting to make scenery from it. But I'm also gonna start trying like really making models of my characters and then using it for complicated shots. I tried making a Blender, making a background in Blender and then basing the painting off in the background off it. That's what I did with Edgy's painting, and it worked really well. It just made my life so much easier, and it was fun. I had a lot of fun. I used the program to build the environment called Asset Forge. And then after I used Asset Forge, I just textured it in Blender and then painted over it in Clip Studio, and it came out really nice. Yeah, itch.io. Oh my goodness, they have so many good programs for indie developers. So many good programs. It's so much fun to just. That's where I found about Bitsy and PictoCAD. Yeah, they're a lot of fun. I don't. I think just to. I don't know if Potoo's have these, but I just want to add some spice to it. There's a lot of brown. It just needs something. This is probably totally wrong. I think his tail is probably darker. Yeah, photos are sometimes good for your palettes. If you want, it's sometimes people like to make palettes for their art when they do paintings, and photographs are a good place to make a palette. Um, Adobe also has a free color app called it used to be called Cooler, but I think it's called Adobe Color now, where you can make your own color palettes, and it will sync them with complementary colors, and it's very useful if you're trying to come up with a theme. Um, it's a very useful resource, so you might want to check that out if you're trying to figure out oops, just what you want your palette to have, because color is mostly about temperature. Um, it's because mood and temperature reflects mood, so mood and temperature. So if you can decide what temperature your the objects will be and what mood, then you can select your colors easily. You can also, if you don't like the colors palette you've chosen, programs like Clip Studio will let you adjust them, or you can just frankly just layer top and paint over and over until you get something you like. So let me hide the rough. That's pretty good for just a quick sketch. A quick line draw. I mean, a quick line drawing. It's a little more advanced than a sketch, but it's not as detailed as like a regular line drawing. I don't know what to call it, so it's like a line drawing, colored line drawing sketch hybrid. How about that? Um, Usually, I play around with the transform tool and see if I can get at different angles, but I actually, to be honest, like how this looks, so I won't be doing any sort of adjustments like that. I think I'm gonna make this, I think it's supposed to be gray, so let me just make it a little gray. And of course, this is supposed to be the color of this. Let's make his entire head like, there we go. That makes a little more sense. I just like drippy tongues. I don't know why. I just kind of do. I just like drippy tongues and moist mouths. I don't know. It's not really a fetish or anything. I know that a lot of people like that fetish wise, but it's just I just like the look of the shininess. Just gives it character, makes it feel alive. I like things feeling alive. I'm probably also going to do some game streaming, but I'm going to try to focus mostly on games where there are transformation themes. Because, since my channel is mostly about furry and transformation art, or has a furry character in it. I mean, I do have other things I like to draw, but I don't post those online. I probably should in my external account. I mean, my non-transformation furry account. I have one. I just haven't used it that much. It's hard enough just to remember to stream this stuff. It's quite a few times I forgot. It's like, oh yeah, I should have streamed that because I'm trying to get in the habit and then I forget. Yeah, I'm taking some liberties with the claws. Okay, let me get back to the pen tool and add some highlights. Highlights are the best. Highlights can make or break a picture very easily. So it's best to highlight only sparingly. I mean, even in real life, you wouldn't see too many highlights. The best place to put highlights are like between a dark, really dark and light area, or if you just want to, if you just want people to see a certain thing. I don't. I probably should. He's probably spitting. Probably not too bad, but I'll just make sure he's spitting. And of course, he's as most transformations, he does not enjoy transformation. So, okay. I think that's a good sketch. I don't need to do any post adjustments. It's pretty well done. Let me save this real quick, and just for fun, I'm going to show you what I've been working on. A couple things. So let me get it loaded. Oh, let me do it this way. So So I've been making this little silly game. Let's just take this out and show you. Problems is I load 100 of these. So this is called Bitsy. It's came out a couple years ago. It's super simple. Super simple. And it crashed. Okay, so let me just put my character here. So I mean, you have your avatar. When you hit certain items, you can program certain things to happen, like an animation, or you can add text. And the only problem is, it, like I said before, it's a pretty much an overglorified 2D walking simulator with you can program some puzzles, but it's pretty basic. It's more for just to tell a quick story, but it's really fun and it's quick. Has all sorts of cool tools like you can write your own songs. So yeah, I'll show you what I have been working on. So yeah, it's very basic. I'm just gonna make like a couple dozen rooms with simple puzzles. So you can't touch the eyes or you die. I would like to be able to make the eyes actually chase the player, but I don't know if that's possible in this game. So you're just collecting coins until you collect 50 coins and then you beat the game. And that's pretty much it. And also, don't touch lava. It will kill you. So that's it. And that is Pixie. Very simple, pretty easy to pick up. Entirely HTML5. All your games import and export is HTML5, so you can just post them onto the internet. I mean, just post it as a web page on the internet, and as long as your browser has HTML5, it will run swimmingly. You can also post it to Twitch.io if you want. Not Twitch.io, itch.io. Let me close all these windows and I'll show you one more thing I'm working on. Oh yeah, let me show the Hunk program. So this is this is Honk. Um, so to make the animations, I just quickly use the various expressions and pick the closest ones that match the sound, the lip syncing to make it work. I still need to add certain sounds like an O. I mean, like an ooh. So I haven't see it just ooh does like the end sound, which is not correct. But yeah, and he has like he's going on an expression overload. But yeah, it works really good. I can't wait until I actually animate my Durgid Raptor in it. So that's what I've been working on. It's very simple. You can have various expressions, and yeah, you just go. You can just pick various. Hmm, oh, it's up here. Sorry. You can pick various, open, close, blinking, all the speech sprites. Yeah, it's very quick, very easy. If you want a talking character that matches your mouth, this is your program. All right, so I guess I'll show you one more thing. Then I'll be done. So I found the simple. This is like someone made out of Pico 8. They actually made a 3D modeling program, which I spent $3 on, but then went on sale for 2. So I feel like totally annoyed, but that's okay. It used to be free like a couple months ago, but I missed that opportunity. But it's still a lot of fun. I don't think I'd want to make my entire I wouldn't want to make every model out of it, but it is kind of cool. So I thought, it's severely limited, so let's make a more complicated thing because that's how I work, that's how I roll, baby. So this is it makes characters that you would probably put into a like a like a PlayStation 1 game or something. That's how simple they are. So this is a centaur. It needs to be textured. I haven't gotten that far yet, but it came out pretty good for what it is. Um, yep. But complicated characters are a nightmare to. I mean, you have to select each point. I mean, you can actually, if you have it in normal mode, you can select points, but as you can see, it's a mess. So that's why it's more better for simple stuff. But then you can actually texture it. Yeah, and you can texture it and see this bar at the bottom. This is once it gets so many polygons. Um, it's the limitations of Pico 8 itself, and not the actual modeler. But yeah, you just then after you do, you get your 128 by 128 map out, and you just start moving pieces. And it's that easy. I'm also working on a more simple model. So what I'd like to do is actually, it's not even done. It's just a head and it needs legs and stuff. But yeah, I could actually model this one because it's simple enough. But yeah, you just select your points, move them around, just like you would any modeling program. It's very basic. You can extrude, which is important, but you cannot cut. So you kind of have to plan ahead. Very simple. It's a nice challenge if you're a 3D modeler and you want to just see how far you can push a model. But it does have its limitations intentionally. So it's a fun program if you like a challenge and you're a 3D modeler, or you just want to make a very basic model. Then this is the program for you. Yeah, I haven't quite got my dragon model to my 3D dragon model to finish completion, so I guess that'll be the end of the stream. I'm gonna start. If you guys watched, thanks. If not, hopefully when you get a chance to watch it post recording, hopefully it helps you or you get a,